Yeah, I mean, being born from the bad side of, being born from basically the emotional excrement of humanity doesn't give you that depth. That's why I'm saying I don't have that in this show. Most times, not these guys here on screen, but most times, they are literally just mustache twirling bad guys. Hey, I found Waldo. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with Jujutsu Kaisen. We are in, what was it, episode 8 now, where the Shibuya incident has started for reals. Well, at least people have been sucked into a sewer, gojo has been summoned to the scene, domes have been erected, and that's where we're at. Actually, first thought, before we actually start watching the episode, the thing I was talking about during it, and I forgot to bring it up again afterwards, I guess you're not considered a sorcerer, even if you have the ability to see cursed spirits, right? I guess, sorry, I realize what I did now. I'm making a confusion about the difference between cursed user and cursed sorcerer. No, wait, no, I'm not. What am I messing up here? They said cursed sorcerer, but I'm pretty sure the students of the school are cursed sorcerers too, right? Anyway, my point being is that Yuji, if my memory serves, can walk through the dome, which implies that people with any cursed power whatsoever can get in. But people who can see stuff aren't the same, even though the school employs those people, vis-a-vis glasses guy or blonde-haired assistant. Yeah, my implication is that those people I would feel like should be able to walk through the dome because they have that curse energy thing about them. Even though it's very minor, it's still something above the normal people. And yet we saw a guy who could see the dome just fucking runs into the dome. And the same thing for the people looking up into the sky who can see the veil. So I guess that was my confusion in that moment, is that I would have thought that anybody with some cursed energy in them, or I guess everybody technically has cursed energy because cursed spirits come from cursed energy seeping out of normal people due to negative emotion. My understanding of that anyway. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the fact that they could see it, whatever cursed thing allows them to see it, would make me think that they have the ability or energy or capability within them to be considered a cursed sorcerer or whatever, and the dome stopped them. Literally, dome. Again, guy who is dressed up as a Viking, then there's like, oh man, you're too early in the night for you to be drunk, runs into the dome and says, I can see I can see the dome. It's right there. And dude can see it. I think he'd be able to get through it. Anyway, ramble again. As I said, meant to get into the episode. Let's get into the episode.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I feel like I recognize that reference. Oh shit, once again. I apologize. Doesn't default to subtitles being on. Freddy Krueger with a yellow hat. Yeah, I was right. This is where Mei shows up with weird assistant kid.
だからそれをしに今から渋谷に行くんだよ。
あ、そうなの。
母さん、
返せ。
姉様にバックアップをさせるなんて。ゴジョ悟。
Also odd that he wipes the bench for her, but doesn't like wipe the bench for her tools.
姉様だってその辺の女とは違います。
ああ、ういうい。お前はほんとういやつ。
また思ってもないことを。姉様がめでているのは家族ではなく家族という雇用関係でしょ。
The name difference is weird. Also, the way the relationship seems to be, would not think little brother.
早く行こうよ。
はい、めいめい。へえ。
Those eyes, man. The eyes he's giving her.
明治神宮前駅に渋谷と同様の帳が降りた。私たちはそちらに向かう。走るよ。ついておいで。
おっす。
Again, Yuji's like superhuman athletics, so I don't imagine running being a problem for him.
準備バッチリってわけだ。来たな。これで負けたら言い訳できないよ。
貴様こそ初めての言い訳は考えてきたか。
I guess Jogo had to start using a cane after he got his ass kicked so hard last time. Sorry, once again, a reminder that I record these live on Fridays at 11 a.m. EST. I'm only saying it this time because I'm going to use the opening to respond to a comment from the live chat, which is to say, regarding the anime Monster, I have not seen the anime Monster. That's the one about the doctor, right? It was like I don't remember. Something about a doctor, wasn't it? Yeah, I never seen Monster. I've seen like the trailers of Monster. I may have seen like an AMV about it. Otherwise, I mean, I've heard it's really good. Here's the thing: is the same thing I told Rafferty a number of times when we're watching all these anime movies. That I let him choose the movies because I don't know anything, right? Is that I'm not aware of a lot of stuff. I'm in the space, doesn't mean I know anything. Especially anime movies, though. But, say, series before 1997. Right? Series before 1997, easier to assume that I don't know. That's kind of why I'm watching a lot of anime series from before that time. Or went back to 1964 to watch Astro Boy.
中心のホームじゃなくて？
おそらくですが、自分も外に出るデメリットを抱えて結界強度を上げているのだと思います。すでに2名の補助監督がやられています。それから帳の間にまだ断言はできないのですが。
構わないよ。言ってごらん。
I think I've said this a number of times.
帳の間に改造された人間。
So I was letting her a moment for her reveal. Mai's hair has got to be so fucking inconvenient. Can you imagine eating? There's got to be crumbs all over the white bit of her hair, like right here. Or stains, or, you know, imagine drinking soup. Soup with your hair like that.
何してんの？急がねえと。
姉様は今カラスたちと視覚を共有しています。
Oh, Nisama. Okay, I guess I could have put that together.
別にいいよ。喋っても。
いいって。
もう姉様ったら。
So she's kind of got like a Odin thing going on.
大体わかった。
with like,
虎杖君、
yeah, was Odin ravens or crows? I can't remember.
強い呪霊を一体払うの。どっちがいい？まあ君の場合、後者だよね。これ、ここの駅地下ね。改造人間がうろつい
It's like
て
a Donkey Kong
犯人
level.
を襲っているのが地下4階。一般人はほとんど地下5階のホームにいると思う。
思う？
私が使ったカラスは呪力を帯びているからね。地下5階には入れなかった。地下に逃げるしかない一般人を追いやって出来上がった状況ってとこかな。そして私のカラスが狩られたのが地下1階と地下2階の間。ここに帳を下ろしている呪霊か呪詛師がいる。再び上がってきた一般人を狩るつもりなのか、帳の条件の問題か、位置取りの理由も、そもそも地下5階隔離の目的も不明だが。
I mean, being from the future, as we are, or as I am, you are from further in the future, dear audience member. So don't spoil to me your future. Being from the future that I'm from, we know what they're up to down there on the bottom.
改造人間がいるということはそういうことなんだろう。戦力を分けるのはどうかと思ったが、ぐずぐずしていては地下4階の一般人が全滅する。私たちは地下4階直通の7番出口から降りて一般人を救出する。やばくなったら君も地下4階まで降りておいで。だが欲を言えば、君と私たちが合流する頃には帳が上がり、一般人は解放され、地下5階での相手方の目的が判明していてほしい。
大丈夫だよ。
Which just entered the back of my head
俺はもう
that I don't remember what happens between the last scene I've seen of Gojo and the people that show up for Yuji.
何見てんだよ。
I believe that guy was called Kogai, if memory serves.
お前、呪術師だろ。呪術師だろ。なあ、俺は賢いんだ。
継ぎはぎ顔の呪霊が来てるだろう。どこにいる？
Never know sure an instance to know that somebody's smart is when they say, I'm smart.
顔に縫い目のあるやつのことだ。
バカにするな。それくらい知ってる。俺は賢い。真人はした。俺はここで帳を守ってるんだ。
真人。俊平もそう呼んでたよな。いや、今は名前なんてどうでもいい。
結界術は難しいからね。
Oh, I'm kind of telling there that Yuji, sorry, Itadori
僕は両方できるけどね。
referred to him as it
こいつが帳を2枚も。
and not him.
なんだかな。
真人の呪術は良くない。
あいつ帳を守ってるって言ってたな。となるとあれがかなり怪しい。とりあえずぶっ壊す。
知ってるか？形を変えられた人間は味が落ちるんだ。俺は賢いから違いがわかる。
I guess implying that he's a cursed spirit and not a transfigured human.
こいつも人間を舐めるのも大概にしろよ。
さてはお前賢くないな。俺が何の呪いか分かってないだろう。知っているか？この世界は賢くないやつから死ぬんだ。
あ？バッタの呪いだろ？
You know, in that way, it kind of feels more like Chainsaw Man than
こいつ
Jujutsu Kaisen.
賢いぞ。
That you could just call things out for what they look like. Oh, you're the grasshopper devil, aren't you? You're the curse of a grasshopper.
公害バッタの大発生に伴う大規模な災害。農作物だけでなく紙や着物、小屋、植物性のものは全て食い尽くされる。バッタの成虫は1日で自分の体重と同じだけの量を食べ、総量1トンのバッタ
Responding to a comment from chat here. Yeah, well, I mean, I figured Hanami refers to herself with the female pronoun, so she genders herself as female. I mean, technically, I guess Mahito could, since he can shapeshift into anything, decide to be any gender he wants to be. I rather meant that Itadori here is just choosing to call them an it.
バネとアゴ、言葉がわかるってことはそれなりのレベルの呪いだよな。
The one negative of animating your backgrounds as moving like this is that when you have your characters stand still for a moment, they're essentially sliding on the floor no matter what they do.
多分小細工はないな。何がだ。
賢いのか賢くないのか。俺は賢い。
賢いやつはあまり自分のことを賢いって言わん。
そうなの
I don't know what aspect of grasshoppers or locusts embodies itself as clever. Again, it's a scene from One Punch Man. With the sound effects of a machine gun. I think this is an element of what I usually talk about in Gundam. God, this visual. Why in shows like Gundam and such, I typically side with the bad guys because their stories are more involved and you never know when they're going to win. Or more specifically, you never know when they're going to lose. And thus, the more involved a bad guy's backstory is, the more investment you have in them trying to not lose. Versus shows like this, where the bad guys are just bad guys, unless you reach the highest levels of them.
郊外がやられたか。腕のいい術師が来てるね。残念。俺もやりたかったな。でも仕方ないよね。仕事だもん。
すごいね、虎杖君。
何が？
正直な話、もう少し手こずると思っていたよ。君、もう十分一級レベルだよ。
Well, I mean, they gave him that rank. I guess he didn't get the
草壁以来じゃないかな。
promotion test
杉山
yet.
じゃなかった。もしあいつが相手ならこうはいかなかったよ。
姫様からの方より素直に受け取りなさい。
あざっす、光栄です。
遅かったかな。
Yeah, I mean,
そこの人。
being born from the bad side of, being born from the, basically the emotional excrement of humanity doesn't give you that depth. That's why I'm saying I don't have that in this show. Most times, not these guys here on screen, but most times, they are literally just mustache-twirling bad guys. Hey, I found Waldo.
いや、4人だ。
逃げたのか。怪盗は
五条悟が一番力を発揮するのはどんな時かわかるかい？
もったいぶるな。話せ。
それはね、一人の時だよ。
怪盗は
下がって死ぬよ。ああ、さっきの出口塞いだのは向こう側に人間がいるかわからなくするためのブラインドみたいなもんか。
どんな術師でも彼の前では基本足手まとい。だからそのさらに下の非術師で周囲を固める。
It feels like it's hindering his own goals to be attacking the people around him, since we know that his power threatens the people that are around him, and he's less likely to use the power the more people there are around him.
「術式反転の最低出力は順転のそれの2倍。非術師を巻き込まずに使うのはほぼ不可能だ。青も同様に有効な出力まで上げることはできないだろう。青を使った高速移動も難しいはずだ。非術師にとってはダンプみたいなものだからね。ぶつかったら即死。この状況では五条悟はただ守りに徹するしかない。
I can't imagine any of those children got away from that playground unhurt or untransformed. I spend most of the background shots trying to find characters I recognize from other stuff now. These scenes become distracting in their own right.
領域転延、新影流の簡易領域と同じだな。領域で自分を包む。必中効果は薄まるが、確実に術式を中和してくる。これなら僕にも攻撃は当たる。
奴の領域、無料空所はどうする？
無料空所の影響を受けないのは五条悟本人と彼が触れているものだけだろう。仮に彼に雑踏の中から君たちだけを領域内に閉じ込める技量があったとしても、かなりの数の非術師が無料空所と帳の間で圧死する。区割り区分、五条悟は領域を展開しない。
I mean, we already... Future us from episode 11 backwards knows how this plays out.
領域の押し合いで勝ち目がないのは知ってるだろ。
And again, for me, it feels like I think was it Hanami was the one we
五条
lose.
悟を集中させるんだ。呪霊攻略、非術師救出。
おい、立つんだ。ほら、しっかりしろ。大丈夫だ。ほら、こっちに捕まって。
逃げるなと言ったはずだぞ。
I mean, that's the thing, right? Even if you can't see the cursed spirits and what they're doing, you can definitely see the people bursting into flames or blood getting thrown all over the place.
なんだ、言い訳か。
ちげえよハゲ。
Calling Jogo Baldy is very weird.
この程度で僕に勝てると思ってる脳みそに驚いたって言ってんだよ。
I'd have to think a volcano top has to equate to hair in some way.
その後は私と獄門教の出番だ。
Yeah, but even amongst the cursed spirits themselves. Yeah, I mean, Jogo, you'd have to think, is kind of like... Food. Yeah, Jogo, you kind of think is like the leadership role of the three. In that Mahito is just like chaos, right? Chaos that has to be managed. And Hanami is, I don't know what you'd think Hanami would be like. Hanami is just to themselves, mostly. And I don't know if you even include Chiso into that grouping, and that Chiso is just like... Feels like Chiso gets brought in later, just as the remaining of the brothers. And, oh, God, I almost forgot of, it starts with a D. In D&D, they're like an underwater god, evil underwater god. They're in the Cthulhu mythos as well. Okay. Responding to Alex again. Here's the thing. If somebody has to put you in charge, then that person was probably in charge in the first place. Yeah, Dagon. I had no thoughts about Dagon in that we've only seen Dagon. I've never actually seen him do anything.
五条悟のいいとこで山手線ゲームイエーイ強い強い
強いだけ。
次回渋谷事変開門。
こいつ金は持ってるよ。
もう冗談っすよ先生。
お前らマジなめんなよ。
I think the running theme among the show up to this point, for me, has been the absence of my dude. I didn't, obviously, when I chose him as my guy, I chose him because of his relationship or inspiration from Kenpachi, right? And he's turned out to be a pretty weird dude the whole show. So, I mean, not really complaining or anything. But it's the absence of him in that when somebody suggested him, it's like, oh, you'll like this guy because he's based on Kenpachi and you love Kenpachi. Yeah. Suggest to me a guy that shows up, what, four times? Ah, damn it. But yeah. We're just kind of making our way to the thing, which is involved with a lot of fights because this is itself based on a lot of shonen shows of its time. It takes inspiration from them. And what do you do in a lot of shonen shows? You get into these big, dramatic fight scenes where it becomes power versus power. Becomes power versus power, in which case, typically there is this, like, rock, paper, scissors match happening during these fights. And I don't feel like we get as much rock, paper, scissors when it comes to the majority of battles that we have in Jujutsu Kaisen, because the rock paper scissors battles only happen in battles that matter, you know, our top tier cursed spirits, Ghetto, I forget what we call them, to the people that Ghetto recruits when he's forming his little, or he takes over the church thing, whatever that whole group is called. Those are the rock, paper, scissors things. Otherwise, it's typically overwhelming force meets underwhelming force. In which case, it's just cool looking fight. And I'm not gonna like dispute, hey, cool looking fight's not cool to look at. Cool shit is always fun to look at. It's just I don't have a lot of commentary to make about it. And that's my detraction from most of Jujutsu Kaisen, is that I don't have a lot to talk about, which is fine when I'm watching a show on my own. Kind of a problem when I'm watching it on the channel and I have to worry about, hey, if I don't say something, I'm going to get like a copyright thing about not being... Sorry, I've forgotten the 3 elements of copyright. Parody, educational, or commentary. I'm not going to be able to have commentary to say unless it's blatantly stupid. So if you hear me saying a lot of blatantly stupid shit, and it doesn't equate to the intelligence that I'm giving at other element or other places during an anime that you're watching me watch, attribute it to that third element of copyright notification. That I have to say something every so often, or it's not commentary. Obviously, I can't be doing a parody because I'm not making my own thing based on it. And obviously, it's not educational because I'm not like, hey, if we take the elements of Gojo's powers and apply it here, I can teach you the physics of how the universe works. No, it's not that either. I guess maybe obviously I don't know enough about Jujutsu Kaisen to be able to educate people based on it either. So yeah, if you hear me just making... It's like, oh, look at him. He's punching a guy with his fist, and his fist is going through the guy. If I'm making like blatantly obvious statements, that's me playing to the commentary angle of copyright. I'm not so stupid and be like, I'd punch him if I were him. You know, I'm not so stupid as to think those things, but as I said before in like improvisation sort of shit, you kind of just gotta start saying shit. Gotta get your mouth move. Otherwise, copyright's the thing you gotta worry about. Anyway, this has been technically the second episode of the Shibuya arc, I think, right? Not much to say here. Mei is up with her little brother doing a thing. Yuji's on his way towards action. Gojo is entering the fight proper, and we've had it described to us literally as schoolyard bullies, I guess is the metaphor of that scene. And otherwise, it's time to watch a lot of innocent people die. But that is the next episode, and that is it for this episode. So, once again, I am in Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?